morning, this is John Cole with OKRAW.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, coming at you from my beautiful backyard garden. And in this episode, you guys are going to learn the best place to get your fruits and vegetables if you don't grow them yourself. I mean, I'm in my huge garden here. I have all kinds of greens. I got tomatoes planted out for the season. I got basil over here. I got Swiss chard you guys probably can't see in front of me. I got peppers over here. But I know a lot of you guys don't grow your own food. I encourage you guys to start a garden and grow your own food, but if you can't, I'm gonna share with you guys the best places to get the highest quality fruits and vegetables near you so you can be more sustainable on a raw foods diet. Now here's the thing, if you guys like my tips, like this tip, I want you guys to sign up right now and register for the 2022 Fruit and Vegetable Powered Summit that's being put on by my friends Dr. Rick and Dr. Karen Dina, because this small clip is just part of my long interview that I did with them that will appear next week in their summit that they will be airing online. It's a free event, but you must register now. Link down below in the description, as well as the first comment that I've pinned to the top. Now the cool thing about this summit is that not only will you hear from me in the summit and get all my tips, but you're gonna hear from 20 world-class raw food educators who's been doing a raw foods diet for a long time, hand-selected by Drs. Rick and Karen Dina, in addition to some other plant-based doctors with their suggestions on how you can optimize your diet that is based around fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. Fresh fruits and fresh vegetables are the healthiest foods on the entire planet, in my opinion. Of course, there's other plant foods we should also be eating as well, but we really want to maximize our nutrition and eat as many of these fruits and vegetables as possible. And in the summit, that's exactly what you guys are going to learn. It's the exact kind of information that I want you guys to learn so you guys can better your diet, all for free. Once again, link down below, sign up, don't forget. I guess without further ado, let's get into my video.
Now, some people don't have the opportunity to grow themselves. And I have to say, I'd like to mirror a little bit of what you were saying, because when I grow greens in my garden, and like you mentioned, broccoli, huge difference than what you get in the store. Absolutely. It tastes so much better. It's sweeter. It's more easy to digest. Now, what if somebody doesn't have access to a backyard like you do? Would like a good alternative be like going to a farmer's market? I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on how people can get access to food like what you produce?
Absolutely. Everybody could do it, Karen. And here's the thing. The easiest thing, one of the easiest greens that you guys could grow in your house, even without a garden, without space in your backyard, sprouts and microgreens. Those are so easy to digest. They are the tenderest little baby plants in the whole entire world because they're just this big. So grow those, and they're super nutrient dense, 4 to 40 times more nutritious, it is said, than the large size vegetables. So that's number one. This will also get your body used to these new fibers and phytochemicals, although as the plant matures, the fibers kind of, change a little bit and get more mature and all these things. But at least that'll get some into you, and they're very easy and tender to digest, and they're super packed with nutrients. I would call them nutrient dense for sure. So I like to eat those as often as I can. Okay. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is visit your local farmer's market. Now, I mean, I grew up in California, and California has really certified farmers markets where the farmer has to actually grow the stuff or have a representative of the farmer to sell there. I'm now residing in a different state, and in this state, you could just go buy stuff at the wholesale produce terminal in Los Angeles and then show up at the farmer's market here and sell it. So, most farmers markets around the country, they could just be reselling stuff you could just get at your local supermarket, and they're going to charge you 2 times or 3 times more money for it. So you got to know your farmers. So instead of going to a farmer's market, I would actually encourage people to, number one, do wild food foraging. I made a video with Katrina Blair, another amazing person who's into raw foods. And there's many weeds that grow near you. Maybe if you could go to a local park. I mean, they give, tours. There's a wild man, Steve Brill, I think, and he gives tours in New York City in the public parks, what foods you could wild harvest. Wow. He's going to be a lot more tender, so that's another option. Even beyond that, while harvesting your own foods, is I would visit a farm. If you visit a farm and you see them growing, or even better yet, if it's a you pick farm, because now you get to pick it. You didn't let the farm pick it, put it in their cooler for a week, and then sell it to you. You picked it fresh, They have an amazing U-Pick farm here in Las Vegas called Gilcrease Orchards. They're going to open really soon for the season, and they sell greens that you could pick there yourself by the pound, super cheap. You could pick the small leaves because they're baby, they're more tender, they're easy, and that's another tip, Karen, is to pick the baby small greens whenever you can. So if you go to even the supermarket or the farmer's market, try to get the smaller greens. The large, big kale leaves might look cool, might be good for juicing, but they're going to be a lot more fibrous and more difficult to digest than baby tender greens. So yeah, try to do a U-Pick farm, go to the farm, and then I would say visit a farmer's market, but then more importantly, ask the farmer, did you grow this? When was it harvested? And then if you want to trick them up more, say, what are your growing practices? What kind of fertilizers and amendments do you use to, grow these crops? And if they stumble on the answers, they're probably just reselling the stuff.
That's helpful to know. So we've talked about the fruits and vegetables that you like to eat and the nuts and seeds. Now, how would you say this all translates into your daily diet insofar as breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks?
Sure. So I could actually just give you like today's run through actually, because I'm still in the middle of today. So, I woke up today and I drank about a half a liter of water upon awakening. And then I kind of work, and actually today was kind of messed up because I was just so busy cranking working because I've been traveling, just got home and catching up with work, and work was a little bit hectic. So I basically worked until about noon. I didn't even eat anything until noon. I'm trying to shift my whole eating schedule a bit earlier because it's better to end eating earlier in the day than later in the day like I've been doing. Yeah. Anyways, around 11:30 or noon, I had my first meal, and it was a green juice. Okay. So it was a green juice I made. It was mostly romaine hearts. I think probably had celery, cucumbers, ashitaba stems, kale, and just random greens, arugula, and flowering bok choys from my garden. And so that was 32 ounces. And then after that, I started juicing my next batch, which I drank some of. I had probably about 24 ounces of that juice, and that was purple carrots, purple or red cabbage, beets, jicama, a little pineapple in there.
Okay.
Had 24 ounces of that. And then because I had the juicer out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to juice another recipe so I don't have to just clean the juicer and only made one thing. I juiced another recipe, which was basically cucumbers, bolting cilantro from my garden, a couple oranges, and jicama. And of those juices, I made I think I made 5 quarts and 4 quarts respectively. And then that second juice, I drank about another 24 ounces of juice. Okay, so actually to this point, I've only had juices. Oh, and then, but the thing is this, before I drank the first juice that I made today, I was like, I got some dragon fruits going bad in my fridge. If I don't eat them now, they're going to be going bad. So I ate 1 yellow dragon fruit. Those are the sweet ones, really sweet, white on the inside. Oh, and then after I had that second juice for the day, I'm like, I was going to my fridge to get out some of the produce I was juicing. I'm like, I got some strawberries going back. So I had to wash all of them, cut off the bad spots. And then I had 8 ounces of strawberries. that half of the pack that was still good. Oh, and then after that, and then then I was done with juicing, cleaned up. I'm like, oh, good. I got a half hour before I got to talk to Dr. Karen. I'm like, but I'm so hungry still. I didn't know. All I had was juice pretty much. Absolutely. But anyway, so I made a smoothie, and the smoothie was 2 frozen bananas, 1 fresh banana, ripe organic papaya. On the smaller side, wasn't super huge. And then I put some frozen organic purple dragon fruit from Costco with some black raspberry organic powder from a farm in Oregon that grows it nutrient dense, with minerals in the soil and stuff. Nice. And then I also put some inulin in there to spike me with some good fiber and some probiotic powder.
Oh, wow. Amazing. This is one of the best times of the year to harvest Jerusalem artichokes, and they're also a really good source of prebiotics. Do you have any of those growing in your garden this year?
Yeah, both gardens I have Jerusalem artichokes, and actually I just made a video with Melissa Morris, or Raw Food Romance.
Excellent.
She got to come to my garden this time of year, and she dug up her own Jerusalem artichokes because she's really into that. So she was like a kid in a candy store digging up Jerusalem artichokes from my garden. We washed them off, and we had a sampling. And actually, that's the next video I'll be posting on my OKRAW. By the time this video, your program coming out here, it'll be up already. And actually, besides just Jerusalem artichokes, everybody is the big fan about the inulin. You know, I also grow yacon, which is also has about a little bit less inulin, I think, than the Jerusalem artichokes, but they taste a heck of a lot better. And when they're dried, oh my gosh, they taste like, to me, dried yacon is like eating like cookies. It's insane.
Wow.
And then also a common, you know, root vegetable that many people could buy at their store, because Jerusalem artichokes can be pretty hard to find, and if you find them, they're going to be soft and mushy most of the time because they don't really store and ship, and they're not good in commerce. Jicama. So we tested jicama, Jerusalem artichokes, and yacon in a video that I put out with Raw Food Romance on my YouTube channel, OKRAW, and we talk about the benefits of the inulin and other prebiotic fibers. And of course, those ones I eat all raw. Although recently, another friend came over and she like heat processes her Jerusalem artichokes. So I did that for the first time. I'm like, wow, these kind of remind me of eating potatoes.
Interesting.
But otherwise, I usually eat those raw because they're just so delicious. Now those, when I did do the day with Melissa and we had all the inulin-rich foods, I did have some extra flatulence that I don't normally have. But the cool thing was that it was just flatulence, but it had zero smell.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, maybe people might have more or less gas depending on how you are adjusted and how much you eat. So if you're not used to some of these inulin-rich foods, don't just, John said they're good, I'm going to eat a ton of them. No, man, I start off with a little bit. And the thing you don't want to do, because I had a bumper crop of Jerusalem artichokes one year, and I got the bright idea, these things are so good for me. And, you know, some of the fibers, when you juice things, are kept.
Yeah.
You know, if they're water soluble. So I juiced Jerusalem artichokes, had a quart of Jerusalem artichoke juice. Didn't taste the best before my flight. Got on the plane, and I was on the toilet the whole time. Like, it was just, it was a good cleanse, because I'll tell you, things cleansed and came out really fast. So don't do it. A little bit of inulin's good, too much, not good.
That's helpful to know. So you drank a lot of juice today, and then you had a smoothie, and then how about after we get off the conference call?
So you guys made it through that whole video, and I'm sure you guys learned a few more things than just where to buy your own produce. You learned about maybe growing your own produce and some other tips and techniques that I like to throw in there when I give presentations and when I'm being interviewed. You know, I'm here just to share my heart with you guys, because I want you guys to be successful on eating a fruit and vegetable based diet. Even if you're not doing a fruit and vegetable based diet like I am, I just want you guys that are watching to eat more fruits and vegetables. And that's the number one reason you guys want to sign up for the summit that Drs. Rick and Karen Dina are putting on. Once again, link down below. If you haven't put your email in there already, sign up, put your email address in there so you'll be notified of all the different speakers and all the amazing presentations you'll be hearing. You'll be learning many tips about how to optimize your fruit and vegetable based diet, how to get them in, you know, the best ways to get them in. You're gonna learn about nitric oxide and so many other tips. It's gonna be probably one of the best uses of your time to learn from some of the experts that have been doing a fruit and vegetable based diet for such a long time, so you guys could shorten your learning curve and you don't have to go through the school of hard knocks like I did. You know, I've been doing this diet now for 27 years. I've been modifying and changing, adjusting my approach, and I can't say all the other people in the summit have, you know, made all the advances that I have over the years I've been doing it. But, you know, every time that I listen to the summit, I'm always going to learn one tidbit or two tidbits that could encourage me and make my diet program more resilient in the future. And that's what I want for you guys as well. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this short episode, hey, please be sure to give me this video a thumbs up and be sure to share this video with others. That'll help out the YouTube algorithm, get this video out to more people. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes that are coming out every 5 to 7 days. You never know where I'll show up or what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure you click that bell so you get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys all about how to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, and a couple links down below in the description to videos I've made in the past with Drs. Rick and Karen Dina. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRAW.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always best.